Okay, this should be recording, and we are going to do the third portfolio project for my Learn curriculum, the web development. So I guess we'll start here. We've got the server up and running, but we'll go through the code first just to see what we got. So first thing that I did when starting this, we created users with the ability to sign up, sign in, sign out, of course. They've got encrypted passwords. I did this with using Devise and OmniAuth, the two gems that we learned about. With Devise, we were able to they gave us the ability to have current users. It's able to, as you can see here, we've got all of these added functionalities, which is really great. And the OmniAuth, which took me some time to fully get functioning, but I got it set up through Facebook, and I'm sure now I can add the multiple different third-party registrations that pretty easily. It was quite a conquest to get that done. As you can see here in our initializers, we've got the keys and the secrets. So once I figure that out, and you can check out my blog post to see where I eventually found that information, but it came out nicely. I'm happy with how it is functional, and we'll look at it in just a second after we look at all the code. So as you can see here, we started with creating leagues, creating teams, and the leagues and the teams were just some data that my users could manipulate at the start just to make sure everything was functioning. In order to do that, we set up some associations between the leagues, teams, and users. So as you can see here, a user can have many teams, and a team both belongs to a user and has and belongs to many leagues, and as does a league here. A league has and belongs to many teams. So the reason that I chose to do that was so that teams could persist through multiple leagues at the same time. That was one issue that I had with my prior project, my Sinatra project, which this is built upon and furthering. I was not able to, I had to end up deleting the leagues portion because I just couldn't get it persist the way that I wanted to, but this has and belongs to many association definitely created that ability, and I was very happy with it in the end, with that choice. So with that, we had to create a callback feature for the OmniAuth. Let's see. Yeah, this, and before, as you can see here on the upper left, we've got before any sort of functionality, before you can see any data, before you can create any data as a user, we've got to authenticate you, and that's right here with this before action. That once we sign in, which we'll do in a second, like I said, we brings us immediately to the team index page, as you can see from our routes. Which are up here. Which I must have. Oh, there we go. Which you can see here, the root of our brings you to the leagues index. So I can change this. I can bring it to the teams index. I can bring it to the fixtures index. But I think that this makes the most sense. If a user is logging in, I guess it could bring you to a team page, but if a user has multiple teams, the user wouldn't want to see that too much. So I think that the leagues index is the correct route as far as how I would imagine somebody using this application would go. So it brings us to the leagues index, shows us all the leagues. Now I wasn't able to create. I guess I didn't add the user ID to the leagues because the leagues do not belong to users. As you can see, we've got no user ID here. That's maybe something that I could have done. What I was thinking is that eventually, if I further this, I could create an admin ID or create an admin functionality in the users. And if I would add an admin ID here, or I would just say that upon editing of the leak. So all of these, the show, edit, and delete links would be under the admin. I guess not the show, just the edit and delete. So if we added an admin functionality there, then nobody would be able to edit or delete a league. It would just be the administration. Yeah. So moving on, we've got all of this functionality. We've got let's see, what did we do with fixtures? Ah, yes, of course. So in order to create, one of the requirements was to create a join table of the fixtures. As I guess we can go through the specs. So what we have now is we have Ruby Rails. We've included at least one has many relationship. That's the user has many teams. We have a belongs to relationship with a team belonging to a user. Now we have the has many through relationship. So what I did there is I created something called fixtures, which is basically a game. This fixture belongs to a team and belongs to a league. So this is my joint table, the fixtures, as we can see here. The fixtures up top, we've got some user submittable data with opponents, dates, and times, and we've got the index of the team ID and league ID. So this is what's our joint. This is our join table. What's connecting the leagues and the teams is these fixtures. So that, how can I say this? It's the basic functionality, I guess, is to just show a schedule. It's creating a schedule, and in order for a schedule to be matched up with teams in a certain league, we have to have this join table. If I show you in the Rails console, I guess I will do that now. So any fixture will be associated to a league and a team ID. Now, the problem that I'm running into is the display of the data, but I will get into that as we look into the application. But as you can see here, if we go to all of the fixtures, you can see that each fixture is associated to a team ID and a league ID. So that's letting me know that the join table is working properly. No problems there. I'm just going to get the server back up and running. So that's our join table. Then this is our has many through relationship, and as I said, the user submittable attributes are opponents, teams, and dates. Reasonable validations, as we saw before, we've got validations for the presence. This one, leagues, description is a maximum of 50 characters, so there's our validations. Scope methods, alright, so we've got scopes for fixtures and players. So these class level scopes allows for within the console to search which players are this age, or 30, or 24. Potentially, I could add something where there could be a range of players between this age and that age. Same thing with position. We could do positions for midfielders and forwards, but as of right now, we're able to search per age, per position. I think that would be helpful, and also has a real world application. I mean, if this is a recreational soccer league and you're looking for free agents, perhaps there could be a free agents portion that people could sign up for, which then teams, if they're in need of players, they could search by position in the free agents, or by age, or by preferences, or something like that. So that's what these scope methods would be really useful for, and potentially I could roll out some functionality into the whole application. So we've got it for fixtures and for players. So that looks good. And we've got class level scopes, finding date and time. So nested forms. So that is where the players come in. So the players are automatically associated to a team. So as you can see here with our players, we've got a team ID associated with each player. This is a nested form writing to an associated model. So this is what's going to give us a RESTful route of teams ID. So teams ID / players / new or / ID. So as you can see a player. So that's really good. And then this nested resource down here, this new show and index. So as you can see, the players are my nested resource. And you can also see that in the routes. Here is players are nested within, literally nested within resources in the route. So that's what gives us that RESTful routing. Let's see, we've got, as I said, we've got the Devise and OmniAuth, sign up, log in, log out, third-party sign up. And we've got the errors, so we'll show you the errors on this. So we're up and running. Let's do it with OmniAuth to start. So we're signed in. I guess I could sign back in, but let's sign out and sign. Let's sign up with a new person. So we will do sample@email.com, password, very secure password. Then we have a password confirmation. Let's do some invalid data first. Oh, password confirmation does not match. Of course. We've got the, if we inspect here, we've got the field with errors here as per the requirements. So that is very good. Very happy about that. So let's log in officially, password. All right, so we're in. So as I said, it brings us to the league index. Now, if we want to look at these leagues, this is where I would want the admin, because as of right now, anybody can edit a league, which is not great. But if I were to further this, I would create an admin functionality and make sure only the admin can delete and edit each team. A user would be able to show a league, and a user would maybe even be able to create a league. But it would be ultimately the admin's responsibility to add teams to the league. They'd have to maybe the user would have to fill out a form to say, what they're looking for in the league, maybe give a description. So we've got a nice little table here that would be in further versions of this application. So with the team index, you can see that only the show option is available. Now that is due to the authorization that I put here, where the team user ID has to equal current user ID. So right now this is a new user, so they haven't created any teams. Let's show that. Let's do a French team. Montpellier. Mascot will be I don't know who their mascot is. Mountains. I don't know. And they are orange and blue. And they will be in the Everyone League and the League One. Actually, let's start with just the League One. So, as we can see, now we've got the ability to edit and delete this team. So let's edit. Let's add it to another league. So then we can show that it persists in multiple leagues. So that's really, really good. I'm really happy about that. And then we can look here and look at League 1. Montpellier is there. And in Everyone League, Montpellier is there as well. So they're persisting at the same time in multiple leagues. Really, really great. Really happy about that. So let's add a fixture for this team. So the home team is going to be Montpellier. The away team is going to be AS Monaco. In the French League, this will be played tomorrow at 12 o'clock p.m. This will be in Liga 1. So now we have the fixture. So this is where I do not like this. So if we go back to the fixture index, we've now associated. So this home team is only showing the ID. So what I think I need to do is not only associate it, I would like to, ideally I would like to hide this ID in the name of the team. However, this ID is only an integer and the name is not actually associated to it. It's purely taking out the integer. So that is one. So what I would probably do is have team ID right here, and then have another user submittable attribute of home team. And maybe I would have to have it where it wouldn't even be user submittable, it would automatically associate. So if it's team 1, home team, no matter what, you can't change it, it would be Barcelona. Team 4 would be Arsenal. So that would be my ideal. But now we can see that we have a fixture. Let's add a team player, which as you can see up top here, teams 32 players new. This is our RESTful resource. One player, I don't know anybody who plays for them, so they'll just have a team. They'll have Bob. He's 24, and he's a defender. So now we've got a team list. We can add a team to this. This will be Andre Blake. 26, and he's a midfielder. So now we've got the team list and we've got the different teams. So you can see this is player 15, this is player 16. So this is a well-created RESTful route. And again, you can see I can't edit. So that pretty much does it. We've got the fixtures that are existing. I guess one thing that we could do also, we could show that this is persisting still. Let's have Montpellier versus Dortmund on Saturday at 2:45 p.m. and this will be in the Champions League. No, let's do this versus Paris in Liga 1, so then we can see that it's still. Alright, so now we've got the double. So now we can see that it's persisting, it's associating with the league itself, so then we're able to see it on the leagues, and I just saw something. This I need to change. So that we're going to do right now while I have you on here. Here we go. All right. We'll just do this real quick so you can see me do a little bit of coding, which is great. Here we go, and fixture time, and we're going to show you how this shows right there. Perfect. I don't know why it's translating from French. So that is my application. We have the ability to sign out, and we can sign in, although I don't remember it was sample. And we're back in. All right, so everything is persisting. Everything looks great. I am very happy with this, and I appreciate you watching. This will be up on GitHub, alecgalba. So let me know if there's anything that I can add. All right, thanks.